Okay, we're back to areas in the cerebral, the cerebrum. We're back to areas in the cerebrum. Okay, and what we said, we had these functional areas of the brain. Okay, functional areas of the cerebral cortex. We said that this guy named Broca had come up with 52 areas. These are the numbered areas. Okay. And we said that he thought just that one area would do it, but we have found through scanning, through various scans, that several areas light up when something is done. Several areas light up. And so in that particular aspect there, and we find that using a scan that uses a radioactive glucose. A radioactive glucose that will be picked up on this particular scan. Okay. So here's some areas, like for example, the primary motor cortex, which we talked about, which was the precentral gyrus. That was 4. Primary area. The premotor cortex, we said, that's where executive area task management, things of this nature. But in this 6, if you played the piano, it would tell this area which fingers to move. So it would have the action stored here in those neurons. Broca's speech area, which is this area 45 and 46. Broca is another eponym name, guy that did something. This area here generates speaking, just like I'm generating speaking right now. But there's another area, and I don't see it, called Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area forms the words for me. It's the area where I understand written and oral communication and can generate written and oral communication. So what it would do is generate what I'm going to say, and Broca's area would motorize it in my lips, throat, and vocal cords. Then we have the frontal eye field, which is an 8. And on that 8, see if I can find that 8 for you. There it is. That frontal eye field, this is half the brain. That's the area that kind of helps you, if an object is moving, it will attempt to help you follow that object. Okay? And so that's what you're looking at there. All right, I'm trying to see if I see something else that I want to say something on for a moment. Okay, we'll keep going. All right, so we had the primary motor cortex. Let's go back to this drawing. We had the primary motor cortex, which was this, and that's where we showed that homunculus. Remember, this was in that other one, that homunculus we talked about. And this side controlled the other side when she went down, getting close to the spinal cord, or in the spinal cord. Okay, and so this right here was this strip across here. Then, of course, it would be the other side over there. Okay. So we go here, locating the precentral gyrus, primary motor cord, located, okay, so this is the precentral gyrus, and what you have are some cells that have a pyramidal cell body. A pyramidal, looks like a little pyramidal cell body. And those particular cells send their axons down. So the cell bodies are up here in the cortex. That's why they call it the cortex, the cell bodies. So these pyramidal cell bodies, they are right up here in the cortex. And this area, like I said, is where the detail stuff occurs. So allows conscious, skilled, voluntary movements. The detail stuff. Okay? But in the precentral gyrus. So that would mean in that precentral gyrus, these right here going across, that would be the precentral, these right here going across, which would be this, those in the cortex there going all the way across on both sides would be this here, and in there would be the pyramidal cells. And those pyramidal cells would send their axons down, and the axons would be myelinated. Okay. So that's this right here, conscious control of movements. The corticospinal tract. Remember the corticospinal tract? go back to your go back to the spinal cord, and it went through. And remember, those movements would go down through pyramidal tracts. Okay. All right. So now we go to the premotor cortex, which we did. Okay. Located anterior to the precentral in front, controls learned repetitious. So the premotor cortex, which is this right here, in front of the primary. Remember I told you, control learned pattern movement skills. So like playing the piano or swimming. Coordinate simultaneous or sequential action. So it would keep feeding and saying, okay, move your arms next, move your fingers. Involved in planning of movements and so forth. So you tell you what to do. Okay, so it would kind of be like, let's say as a surgeon, I hurt my hand. So I couldn't operate, but I let the scrub tech do the physical work. And I said, okay, now lift up that tissue and put it here. So it'd be kind of like that. I'm feeding him, but he's actually the one, physically doing it, but I'm providing the mental aspect of the whole thing. That's kind of to look at the premotor cortex as it communicates with the primary motor cortex. Let's see what we got here. Broca's area. Okay, located in the anterior inferior of the premotor. Okay, Broca's speech area. Present on the hemisphere, usually the left. That's it there. Now that's the area that actually moves the lips and so a motor speech area that directs muscles of the tongue, the lips, vocal cord, all that stuff like that there. Anything involved in that is active as you get ready to speak. But Wernicke's area, which you don't, Wernicke's area is the one that really tells it what to say. So here it is. Wernicke's area right there. See that Wernicke's area right there in that 22? Okay, that's the one that does the mental aspect of the communication. It says the next word he's going to say is this. And Broca's area carries it out. So again, it's kind of like me telling the scrub tech how to operate. So one area is the physical carrier of the thing, and the other one is the mental part to tell the physical part what to do, I guess you could say. Okay, very complicated aspect. Now right here I put an arrow. This prefrontal cortex right there, that's the area where you solve multitask problems, all this. That area right in the front. That's the area that Alzheimer's can work with, do bad things to, and everything. That prefrontal cortex right there in the front tip. Okay. See what we got here. Frontal eye field, located anterior, controls voluntary eye movement. So as you move your eyes around, the ocular muscles, the extraocular muscles, the intraocular muscles are the ones that dilate and constrict the pupil. The extraocular muscles are the ones that move your eyeballs around. Now, the interpretation I'm going to put this. Vision itself, as being able to interpret vision and everything, is back here. That's vision there. The movement of the eyeballs is in the frontal eye field, which is up here. So if you see something, these guys are just moving the eyes around so you can look at it better. The one that's going to actually interpret everything is going to be back here in the occipital. That's why blows to the occipital lobe, you can temporarily lose vision, or permanently in that case, if you had a stroke back there. Okay. So what do I have here? So right here, I'm not ready for that. Okay. So we go further. Motor area, frontal eye field, we're talking about. I'm just showing it to you there. That helps move the eyes around, extraocular muscles. Okay. So here are some sensory areas. Now we're looking at a few of the sensory areas here. So we did first kind of the motor areas. Now we're going to do the sensory areas. Let's start another video on that.